Hello, this is Faze from SC2Collective.com. In this video, I want to share with you the most fundamental Protoss build to use when you're just starting out using Protoss, or if you find that you're stuck in like the Gold League or below, or maybe the mid-platinum level, and you're really looking for a build that you can just start to practice a lot and work on your other things like keeping your money low, not getting supply capped. This build is great for a beginner or someone just starting off trying to really get into the more advanced builds with Protoss, because it goes for a very fast observer, and with that you can get some good scouting information and then play a reactionary kind of game against your opponent, and that will give you further knowledge into which units you should be building in a game and which of your units counter your enemy's units. So we're going to go for the 9 pylon to start off with, as usual. And I usually send out my first scout at 13 supply. However, against a Protoss, which this game's on the ladder and I know my opponent's a Protoss, I'm not going to send my scout out until I get my cybernetics core down. Because there's not that many builds we have to be worried about against a Protoss, except for if they're going maybe a 2-gate rush. But on you only have to worry about that on smaller maps. And we're going to go for a 13 gateway, which allows you to get a better economy, since you notice that most of the chrono boosts you're going to be spending at the start are going to be on your Nexus and on your probes. So we got that 13 gateway down, and I'm just going to send my probe around quickly to scout out for any cannon rushes or any pylons that the opponent might have put in my base. Because if they get a pylon down within your base and you don't scout it out, and then they go for warp gate rush, yeah, you're going to pretty much lose the game there. At 14 supply, we put down an assimilator. And then at 16 supply, we're going to put down a pylon. And a good thing to note is, right when you're putting down your 16 supply pylon, that's when you should put 3 probes into the assimilator. When the gateway's finished, you're going to want to put down your cybernetics core right away. And then while the cybernetics core is being built, make sure you're still building probes constantly. But then when you get your first 100 minerals, spend that on a zealot, and then put down your second assimilator. At around 21 to 22 supply, you're going to put down your next pylon. And after your zealot is complete, you're going to queue up a sentry. And after you queue up your sentry, start your warp gate research in the cybernetics core. And I like to spend my chrono boost. I spent that one there on the sentry, and then I'm going to spend my next chrono boost on the warp gate research. Now the sentry is very vital because it helps protect you against a lot of early builds from different races, such as a Baneling bust, if a Zerg's trying to send speedlings up your ramp. A little bit later on, if your opponent is going a 4-gate, the force fields are a great way to just keep them at the bottom of your base. And the next thing you're going to queue up is a stalker. So if they do go 4-gate and they're trying to come up your ramp, you're going to have your sentry and your stalker shooting them from the bottom of the ramp, and they're pretty much going to retreat from there. When you get your first 100 gas, then spend that on your robotics bay. And make sure your timing's good on that, because that's pretty much the foundation of this build. Still spending some chrono boost on that warp gate research, and I like to send my stalker around just to search for any proxy pylons they might have put down, or to search for that probe that they would be using to put down a proxy pylon. Make sure you're watching your supply and not getting capped and putting down pylons. And then when you have your next 150 minerals, put down a second gateway. The robotics bay is finishing, and we're going to queue up an observer and then chrono boost the observer. So once the observer is finished, we're going to send that over to the enemy's base, and we're going to put down a nexus at the same time, because now we're going to get some scouting information to see is the opponent going for a very aggressive build, or are they going for more of an economy build? If they're going for an economy build, then you're free to keep your Nexus to continue building. However, if they're going for a very aggressive build, then you should cancel your Nexus and throw down another gateway and chrono boost out as many army units as you can. Again, this is a great build to use when you're starting out and you're not able to keep your money low, or you're getting supply capped, because this build also transitions very nicely into the mid game. So from my scouting information, I noticed that they're going majority stalker, so I started an immortal, and I'm going to chrono boost that immortal out. And yeah, having an observer out is pretty much like a free map hack. See what they're going, counter their build, and then you're pretty much going to win. And you just got to practice this build over and over and over again to make sure you're getting your timings down. And you'll notice after you've done it so many times that it's going to become second nature, and you're not even going to have to think about the timings. So that's the build. Thanks for watching the video, and I hope it helps you get better. Make sure you subscribe to SE2 Collective on YouTube, as we're going to have more advanced builds in the future. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.